Hello, everyone. My name is Scott Lloyd, author of the book, The God I Was Given, and scholar of race, religion, culture, and communication. Consider William Lloyd Garrison, who called slavery immoral and sinful. Harriet Beecher Stowe, who put her faith into a book to pull back the curtain on evil. Sojourner Truth, who stood on a stage, looked into a world that refused to see her humanity and thundered, "Ain't I a woman?" And Frederick Douglass, he didn't hold back. That's the kind of clarity the church could use again today. A century later, that same holy courage turned Martin Luther King Jr. and those who marched beside him into a force to be reckoned with. King's message wasn't political strategy, it was theology. An unjust law is no law at all, he said from a Birmingham jail. Nonviolence for him wasn't weakness, it was faith in action. It was the action that could outlast hate, that peace could outfight violence, and that conscience could outshine corruption. And let's be honest, he wasn't celebrated. He was criticized, condemned, and in the end, he was killed. But prophets rarely live to see the justice they set in motion. That same spirit of faithful resistance carried on through Dorothy Day, feeding the poor, through Desmond Tutu, standing against apartheid, through churches opening their doors to refugees when the law said not to. They all shared this conviction that obedience to God sometimes means disobedience to empire. Somewhere along the way, American Christianity grew too comfortable. We traded in our prophets for politicians. We've learned how to bless the system instead of challenge it. But the cross itself was an act of civil disobedience. Jesus didn't die for fitting in. He died for speaking truth. The gospel isn't safe. It never has been. It calls us to love when hate feels easier, to act when silence feels safer. The story of reform in America is really a story about believers who refuse to confuse peace